Hi everybody, it's Lauren. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a full review of the book Mary the Summoning by Hillary Monahan. And this review is going to be spoiler free, so if you haven't read the book yet, you can still watch this video and hear my thoughts because I'm not going to really be going into any important plot points. So this book follows four friends, Jess, Kitty, Anna, and Shauna, and Jess has been acting a little weird ever since she went to visit her grandparents. And the three of the other friends don't really understand why until Jess comes and tells them that while she was visiting her grandparents, she found the correct way to summon Bloody Mary. She has it all written down, and she convinces the other three that they should try summoning her. So they do, and it works. And before long, they are trying to summon Mary again, but the second time things kind of go wrong, and Mary starts haunting Shauna, and the rest of the book kind of just follows with the four of the girls trying to figure out how to free Shauna from Mary's curse. I picked this book up because I was kind of in the mood for a short little quick horror read. The minute September rolls around, I want to cover myself in pumpkins and do everything fall and autumn. It's my favorite time of year, and I especially love reading horror and scary books around this time of year, so I thought that this would be absolutely perfect and a great kind of little short segue into the month. But I ended up not liking this book very much. I had a lot of issues with it, and so that's just kind of what I'm going to be talking about today. So my biggest criticism with this book was the fact that it literally starts you out on page 1 in the middle of the action. And while normally that might seem like a good thing, in this case it felt like the first half of the manuscript, the publishers just decided that it wasn't important, so they just started in the middle of the book and then just published it like from the middle to the end. I felt like I was missing a lot from the beginning of the story. I felt like it just kind of hopped right into the girl starting to summon Mary and never backtracked to like why this happened. More details were given. There was no character building. That's such a weird thing to have an issue with for me in a book. I've never experienced like that kind of issue where you feel like you were just kind of plopped down in the middle of a novel. It made the pacing of the book really weird. I didn't like how the book was kind of laid out at all, and the fact, again, like I said, that it just kind of felt like half the novel was missing made it really weird to read. I also didn't really get into the way Hillary Monahan wrote in this book. She writes very simplistically and in a lot of very short sentences. Like, I would read whole pages where she would write like, he ran, she stopped and turned around, he blinked, she stopped, she picked up the book. And I really don't like books written like that in short fragments. It really distracts me from reading. So on top of the fact that it was written very simplistically, it also felt very like disjointed to me, and it really distracted me from reading the book. Like, I could not get into the writing, as well as it just felt very weirdly paced. In addition, I didn't really like any of the characters or any of the relationships in the book. I felt like all of the characters were very like two-dimensional. It was a very short book, so there wasn't a lot of room for character development. But because I felt so thrown into the plot, I also felt like I didn't have a chance to really know or care about most of the characters. And I also felt like every relationship in the book was very bad. I felt like the friendships were all toxic, the relationships were all toxic. The relationships between like parents and children were very weird. I don't know. It was just, I also didn't like the cast of characters in this book, so that was another miss for me. I picked this up initially because, I mean, it's about summoning Bloody Mary. I expected it to be very scary, but honestly I thought that the scares in this book were pretty lame. If you're squeamish, this book might bother you a little bit because the scariest part about it was the like physical descriptions of Bloody Mary. They were pretty graphic, and that was the grossest part about this book for me. But as far as like the scares, they were very repetitive, not very scary. I felt like things that I was supposed to be frightened of, I wasn't. And Mary's like haunting tactics are very similar and kind of corny in my opinion, so that aspect, which is the whole reason I picked it up, kind of fell flat for me. I also didn't really think that the twist at the ending was that big of a twist. I was pretty much able to figure out the ending from the beginning of the book, and I know that this is the first in a duology, so there is a sequel and it's already out, but I don't think I'm going to read the sequel. I know that they'll probably go more into like the origins of Mary in that book, but I'm not sure that I really care enough about this story to pick the second book up. I only gave it 2 out of 5 stars on Goodreads because I just had so many issues with it, and I'm not sure that I really would pay money to keep reading the book because for me it was a total dud. Honestly, I just kind of had picked it up expecting a little bit more from this book. I only found one scene genuinely scary, so it kind of fell flat as a horror novel, and it didn't really get me in the mood for fall like I had hoped it would. Like I said, had too many issues with the writing, the pacing, the characters, everything to really enjoy this book, and while it's not like the worst thing I've ever read, I've totally read books in YA that are horror that are way better than this one. So even though it's relatively short, it's about 245 pages, I don't know, this was a miss for me. So yeah, that about wraps it up for this review. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, then please give this video a thumbs up so that I know that I'm doing a good job. And if you have good horror or Halloween or fall recommendations for me, please leave me a comment below because I am always looking for more like good YA horror books around this time of year. I already have some lined up that I'm really excited to read, but if you have a recommendation for me, please let me know because I would love some more awesome YA horror. And if you haven't already and you'd like to, and please subscribe to my channel. I'm still working out my filming schedule for my channel. I'm a relatively new booktuber, so I haven't got all the kinks worked out how and when I want to post, but if you want to stay up to date with me and you want to join my bookish family here on YouTube, then feel free to subscribe to my channel. Right now I'm aiming to post at least weekly, so I look forward to seeing all of you guys. I hope you like this review. If you read this book, let me know what you thought down below as well, because I love talking books with people. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!